This is a very, very big question here. You see, how should a believer live among people of other religion? Then should they or
Mm.
should we celebrate their festive period? And how do we show love without disrespecting or compromising our faith? What are the do's and don'ts?
Okay. It's actually a big question. Okay. Remember I said in the beginning, we live in a mixed world, good and bad people. We don't just give our lives to Christ and God now brings us to a world of believers. It will have been so easy to live, right?
Yeah.
But it means that God knew that it's possible to live in a mixed world. In the context of mixed, now I'm talking about believers and unbelievers, any other faith. If not, He would have just, as soon as we give our lives to Him,
Just
maybe
take us.
just rapture us to the country or the world of believers, or just take us to heaven. Just give your life to Christ and die. But I always tell people that if God did not just take your soul the moment you give your life, that soul to Him, like, okay, God, this is me, here I am, I accept you, I'm yours, take me. And He just, since He didn't just take us at that point, it means that there is still something for us to do,
Yeah.
right? And now that, okay, He didn't take us to a world of believers, we're not still living in a world of believers and unbelievers. How do we live? How do we strike a balance? How do we relate with them? First scripture that comes to mind will be Second Corinthians that says, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. For
Yeah.
how can light and darkness associate? Can right and wrong be partners and all that? So some people take that scripture and they feel like I'm cut off from, I cannot, me and you cannot be partners. Light and darkness cannot cohabit, coexist, and all that. But there's a scripture that still goes to tell us that as much as possible, try to live at peace with everyone. It didn't just
Yeah.
say with believers, with everyone. So it means that everybody you're living with, you have to be at peace with the person. Now, how do we live among people that do not share the same faith with us? When Jesus came, He didn't come to a world that was saved. He came to a world that was lost. He came to a world that was full of unbelieving people. And how did He live? How did Jesus live? Simple. Scripture says anywhere He went about doing good. So the first thing to do is to be good. Live good. What does living good mean? Live out your faith. There was a time that Jesus went to the house of Matthew to eat, and then Pharisees and everybody came and they sat at the table to eat. And then people began to question Him and say, he's eating with sinners, he's eating in the midst of sinners. And Jesus said, I did not come for the righteous, I came for the lost, those who are sick. It is not the people who are well that need the doctor, but those who are sick. Right?